Welcome back to BSG. We are kicking off a run of Indiana Jones' Greatest Adventures, Any Percent Easy, on the SNES by Janglestorm. We have had a few donations. I'll just quickly read those out. Give me 1 minute. Because we are over the 1K milestone now, so that's absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much. We have a €20 donation from Steel Morrigan with no comment. Thank you very much. And we have a €15 donation from our very own Zonerist saying 1,000 hype. Thank you very much. So we are now going to hand over to Janglestorm for some classic Indiana Jones. Take it away.
All right, thank you so much. Yeah, it's gonna be classic for sure. It's gonna be the first three movies of the Indiana Jones series, so it's gonna be a literal blast from the past and lots of recognizable moments. So I hope you're ready for that. Just sit back and relax. It will be basically this crash course in some of the movie's memorable scenes. And let's see, I'm gonna be playing this on easy mode just to double check. Alright, and I'm almost ready to go. So time officially starts as soon as the first cutscene appears, so I'm gonna start for myself, but I'll let you know when it starts proper, so let's do this. I forgot to start time for myself, that's fine. And that starts right now, sorry. Okay, anyway.
Let's go.
So, of course, it starts off with Race of the Lost Ark. We're in search of the Golden Idol, and we first have this cave to travel through. And right away you see all kinds of enemies appear. Of course there's fish that jump up because why not? And for some reason that one enemy took a double hit. That does happen sometimes. But yeah, basically in this game it's a platformer. You know, you have your whip with you, and you have grenades that you can throw. And we use those here and there to clear out certain fields of enemies. And we also have this roll, which is also very effective and does make us go faster in general. So I try to utilize it as often as possible. And of course, lots of other booby traps like spike walls, because that's what the caves are for. Let's see. I'm just gonna wait this one out. It kind of sucks if you get knocked into the water. Indy, as it turns out, cannot swim, so. Yeah, there you go. Alright, so that was the first level, bringing us to the Golden Idol. And in between you see these cutscenes, you got text sort of explaining what's going on. So it's, sort of like that. And yeah, this game mostly focuses on some of the action-packed sequences, such as, in this case, where I'm trying to escape from the boulder, Yeah, it's almost like an auto-scroller of sorts. You just have to keep running and avoiding even more spike walls because they appear out of nowhere. So they knew what they were doing. And apparently this boulder has a certain sense of gravity that it rolls uphill effortlessly, so it's interesting to see that. See, going up here. So I'm playing on easy mode. There's also a medium and hard difficulty. The main difference is the amount of lives that you get and also the amount of hits that the enemies take. In easy mode, a lot of the enemies only take like a couple of hits at most, so that makes it a bit easier. And you also, get a lot more lives, so that's pretty generous. Alright, so we're out of the cave, we got the idol, and now we're gonna do some traveling. You see those passwords in between, you can use those to start off from certain sections. In this case, this brings us to Nepal, where we start punching these boxes. Also a recurring thing. And yeah, there's also lots of parkour, also in this level, where we use the whip to get across all kinds of pits and all kinds of obstacles. And what you saw me do there, I sort of almost like intentionally took a hit there, so I would be launched forward. It's kind of like a tiny boost, you could say, so that you can just keep going, just to keep things at a nice pace. Maybe try to jump over these sniper dudes, also wolves, and to conclude this level, we're just gonna go over here. This one collapses, but that's fine. And yeah, that brings us to the Ravenwood bar. And this is one of those levels that's vertical. We basically climb up because the whole place is set on fire. You see these logs of fire rolling around, so you have to avoid those. Let's see if I can get this. Okay, I had to wait for that. There's a small chance that I could easily swing to the other side without hitting that log of wood. Or that burning log. Which is nice, but yeah, if you're not lucky enough, you can get knocked backwards, and you would not like to see that. Let's see, I'm gonna do a small push so it lands exactly where I want it to be. In the meantime, you see the fire appear. Okay, boss fight. We now fight. Let's see. Oh, ooh, I got knocked sideways. Okay, still good though. We were fighting, of course, Arnold Toad, who is basically cause behind all this. And I used my grenade there in order to speed up the fight a little bit. It increases the chances of a somewhat faster boss cycle, so it doesn't take as long. Otherwise, it kind of depends really.
Let's go.
Okay, so now we meet Marion Ravenwood. You usually don't see any of the other characters during the levels, of course, because you're playing as Indy. But yeah, we're now in Cairo, and we're gonna jump from awnings a lot, so it's gonna be lots of cool action there. Oh, that was a pretty high jump, that's fine. Let's see, gotta go over here. Gonna push this a little bit. And there's a lot more of these packs that we used to swing from, and in some cases we try to do certain, well, smaller or certain skips in a way that we try to set up for really fast cycles. See? Oh, I missed that. That's fine. I mean, I'll be traveling with the bullets, but the bullets themselves are sometimes faster than I am, so still have to watch out for that. And this is where we knock the baskets off their platforms, so we can go through this pretty easily. And this is where we jump on the awning, take a bit of a higher route to hopefully. Oh, damn! I got over here to hopefully get on this awning. But this is actually my alternate setup, namely that I take a damage boost and get myself up there. Also, this is entirely true to the movie. It literally takes one shot, so there you go.
Let's go.
Alright, so now we have this level where we avoid these rolling bits of hay. We try to get onto this wagon, and we'll soon be fighting this huge bald dude. And we'll do this fist fight basically, so we're gonna see if we can do this without taking a hit ourselves, because it can be risky. See? Keep the rhythm going. That was perfect. There's a chance that if I kind of miss part of the cycle, or miss a certain hit, that he punches me instead. And that can be really tough to recover from, because it's a very small window in which you can return the punch again, so I have to watch out for that. Alright, one more level in Cairo, this time by night. So it's very eventful, as you can see. And the stars are out, how nice is that? Oh, I should have rolled underneath him. Anyway, you can do a small thing here. I guess I normally expect you to take a longer detour of sorts, but you can speed it up very nicely. Also, if you run into these mice, you'll get rolled back very, very quickly, so you have to watch out for that. It doesn't matter what size the enemies are, it always happens. Another parkour skip of sorts. Ooh, I'm very low on health. I'm not sure how this is gonna go. Let's just see. It's gonna... Ooh. Oh, that was actually good. I got bounced back and forth a little bit, but I'm still fine. For now, at least. I'm literally on 1 health, so I really have to be super careful. Okay, flashing warning, by the way, just so you know. Because these grenades, you know, when thrown at night can give off this flash, so... Alright, that's it for Cairo. And now we're slowly heading towards the Ark. But first we got this outside area where we got lots of minecarts that are throwing dirt and or trying to dump some dirt and such. So we have to avoid that, obviously. See, gotta go up here. Some of these platforms are collapsing once again. Oh, damn. I was gonna roll again. All kinds of hopefully small optimizations, but yeah, sometimes you encounter enemies and you have to stop the roll somewhat prematurely. See? And there we go. Alright, so yeah, now we're heading towards the Well of Souls for real. We found the dig site, and the Ark might possibly be here, who knows? So we start off throwing a grenade, and yeah, again we do that to speed up certain parts, and also we've got areas with lots of bats. It also can be very helpful because it's otherwise kind of hard to navigate through those areas, but it kind of helps a little bit, I guess. So there you go. Oh, nice one. Also, if I fall into any of these snake pits, it's instant death, so I really have to be careful. So in this case, I cannot jump over this. One exception is if I'm in my iframes, then I can possibly recover from that, but apart from that, it's best not to do that. See, this one's well, okay. These jumps are a little bit narrow sometimes, but they'll be fine, I think. There we go, gotta make sure not to bump my head against the ceiling. But there's the Ark, yay! We found it! End of the story. Or not. Well, I mean, according to the movie, it's not, because we're getting locked up in this Well of Souls. So, yeah, no, it's dark, and we have to make our way out. So, this is Well of Souls Part 2, where there's gonna be a floor skip coming up, and I'm gonna see if I can get that. Let's see. Oh, I could have done a jump differently, like such and such. If I do a double jump there, I tend to jump a little bit higher, so that makes it possible for me to reach certain platforms. So I do try that here and there, like in this case also, and here as well. Oh, yeah. Okay, that was a nice recovery. So the floor skip is coming up over here. Gonna see if I can get it. It's a bit precise. I'm gonna try it a couple of times and see if I can get it. Not like that. Never mind. If I would be able to perform the floor skip, I would save around 12 seconds roughly, but it's also a very precise window that you have to stay in terms of pixels, so it's not the easiest to pull off. I was able to do it in my PB first try, so you never know how it goes, but yeah, it can be tough to set up. Alright, so we finally made it out of the well, and we're heading out once again. We're going to this Ark test site, and well, there's lots of jerkbirds here, let me tell you that. So I'm just gonna try and roll past them, and I'm gonna collect these grenades to hopefully throw at certain points, and hopefully avoid most of the birds. And I'm gonna see if I can do that. Oh, that was bad. I was gonna try and do a jump there, but I was not jumping high enough, and I fell. So we'll take it a bit slower. And of course, these birds are throwing rocks as well. So you know, I should expect that's wonderful. Gonna see now. Just gonna throw one here. I think I should be fine. Oh, that was actually super lucky. Gonna. Ow! Like I said, jerk birds.
Let's go.
Let's see, take 3. I got another grenade. The nice thing about grenades is, as soon as you use up all of your grenades, they'll basically refill by the time you re-enter the level, so that's kind of cool. Or by the time you get to the next level, I should say, so that's really cool. And you can definitely use that in your favor in certain cases. Alright, we made it through. That was a bit tougher than expected, but we made it through at least. Okay, now it's time for the final boss fight. So we're taking a few leaps here and there in terms of the story, but yeah, but now we're at the Ark and we're fighting Belloc, and It's not quite like in the movie, because it's basically set up as a boss fight, and of course this doesn't really happen in a movie like this, but it's close enough in terms of, what it looks like, I guess. Okay, that concludes the first movie, so next up is the Temple of Doom. And we're gonna start off with this section where we're gonna try and find this anti-poison, I guess. So there's gonna be lots of rolling, but there's not much else to be said. So it's probably a good time for donations, or if you have any info, go for that.
Sure. So I would just like to remind everybody at home a little bit about BSG and associated events. So if you're from the UK, then we would recommend checking out UKSG when it's back on site, but at the moment UKSG is being held online, so everybody can check it out. UKSG is usually an event in Glasgow running 4 times a year for young minds. We would like to remind you that aside from BSG events and their own marathons, ESA hosts many other events across Europe, including, as I've just said, UKSG, Hackathon, and more. So be sure to drop a follow to see whenever something is live. And just once again, thank you very much for getting us beyond that 1K milestone. It's very much appreciated. And there is plenty for you to donate towards in the upcoming run. So please keep them coming in.
All right. So, we found the anti-poison. We're now outside on the Shanghai streets. There's some more awnings over here. And in this case, I was trying to go for a certain rooftop skip, which would have made this level faster, but I sadly didn't get it. So I have to do with what I got right now. Benefit of that also would have been the fact that I would be able to grab an extra grenade, which I would be able to use in the next level, the level after this. So, as you would expect, now we have a slide down the mountain in a rubber boat. And there's going to be all kinds of trees and rocks that I have to avoid, so it's going to be good times. I found out the other day, so at some point you will lose your input because at some point you're supposed to drop down somewhere. But I found that if you're sort of bouncing up before the gap in a certain way, you can actually keep on going and you'll see this area that has no trees or no rocks whatsoever. Also, I gotta make sure not to go to the too far to either side because at some point there will be an invisible wall, so you have to keep that in mind. And I basically try to not hit any trees whatsoever because it's only adding up to the time, but there's no way otherwise to really speed up this level, so this is basically another auto-scroller in wonderful Mode 7 style. There's going to be a few more of those levels, but yeah, you can definitely tell this game is utilizing the SNES to its fullest. Let's see, and there we go. And beyond that there's absolutely nothing, because the game knows, okay, this is where I stop planting trees. So, of course, now we head down the river and lots of stuff happen, and eventually we wind up into Pankot Palace, where we have this maze of statues, and we're basically gonna try and find a way through. And we have to jump on a certain side and hide from a certain side in order to find the exit. And in this case, it's actually really straightforward, so it's nothing too eventful. I'm just trying to move these baskets so I could jump over certain sides of the statue, like so. And normally I would have used this both of the grenades here, but since I didn't pick up the one from Shanghai, I have to deal with just the one that I just threw just now. So that's the only thing, and that would have made it a bit easier, but we made it through the palace. So, of course, next up we wind up in the Temple of Doom itself. So, as you can see, the atmosphere certainly changes. And there's gonna be lots of bats. And this is an interesting level in that the first part is basically consisting of this damage boost that I'm trying to do, whilst rolling around and eventually going through a lot of lava. So, I'm gonna see if I can get that without getting hit too often. So I'm just hopping from platform to platform, and this is actually pretty good because I still have a bit of health left. And oh, nice throw there. That was okay. So that's the first half. The lower half is basically me rolling around. There are places where I can roll underneath the bats, which is kind of sweet. So there we go. Okay. And yeah, just gonna keep rolling. There are certain parts where the ground is not very even, so you cannot really keep rolling for a while. But you can also you can tell when it's usually fine to keep rolling. It's fun. Okay, that was a nice dodge. And we got these falling rocks, which is also wonderful. We will be seeing a lot more in the next level, which is still in the same area, of course. At some point, yeah. The funny thing is, Indy's supposed to be under the influence of a certain potion or something, and eventually he snaps out of it again. That's when they all escape. But yeah, you don't really see that. But you do see some of the other things, like visually, all the people that you have to save from the mines, and that's basically what this is all about. Let's see, here's a couple more double jumps, because these conveyor belts are high enough that you cannot instantly reach them. Let's see, there we go. And this part can be tricky sometimes, especially this part, because, again, falling rocks. Thankfully, each level has like certain checkpoints that you can start from, so if you would wind up dying, usually you start off from a point that's not always too bad. It kind of depends, really, but it should be okay in most cases. Okay, gonna use a couple of grenades to clear the way here. There were a lot of bats surrounding these conveyor belts, but that's about it. And now we're rolling out to the minecart level. And yeah, basically with the minecart level, we're trying to shoot minecarts off the rails, because, we're going really fast, and we try not to get struck sideways and fall into the lava, of course. So there's that, and there's also the switches that I have to hit at certain points, and I just missed it. It's really hard. It's really weird the way you have to hit these switches sometimes, because you usually have to hit them a little bit lower than you would expect. The hitboxes are a bit weird that way. Like, yeah, now I'm sort of hitting it from the side, but like, usually I try to hit a little bit lower than you would usually expect. That seemed to work pretty well for me in most cases. And of course, it's another instance of beautiful Mode 7 style design. Lots of lava also. It was funny when I was watching the movie eventually after playing this game, I think. I was surprised to see that there was not nearly as much lava in those minecart sections. I mean, there was some, I believe, but there was lots of tunnels and small passages and such, and it was quite a ride. Actually, I think I'm saying that now. I think the first movie that I watched of the Indiana Jones trilogy, the original trilogy, is in fact Temple of Doom, and I didn't watch the other two until after I played this game. But that's as far as I can remember. It was nice to experience that around the same time, really. It was one of the first big movies that I watched, I think. See. It's especially scary, the part if you tend to hit them on exactly the last moment and you almost wind up taking a wrong turn. But anyway, that was the minecart section, and now we have to fight Loloram around the bridge, as you would remember from the movie. And with the rose grenade, and basically trying to get up close and sort of semi-damage boost through the fight. But yeah, if it goes well, I won't fall down, and it will be a very short fight. Like, a lot of these boss fights are like really, really short. Okay, and that's the Temple of Doom, which in this game is much shorter than Raiders. Raiders is by far the longest, and Temple and Last Crusade are quite a bit shorter. So yeah, we go to the Vandus catacombs, And there's a lot of fire here, so I constantly have to duck into the water. So duck or see. There's ways to speed this up by skipping some of these gaps, but it's, as I found, a little bit risky. So I'm not going to do it for this marathon, but well, except in this case, I could probably do this. There's quite a few deep enough gaps here, but it's possible to bring yourself to safety in some of the smaller gaps as well, so that's kind of cool. So I'm grabbing that extra grenade there because I'm going to use it at the end of this level again. Basically to get rid of this final enemy and a bunch of rats there, because it makes it easier to get to the exit. Right, so now that I found these scriptures, and there's this boat sequence that's somehow not part of this game. I'm actually surprised by that, but we go over to this castle in Austria, and yeah, we basically try to avoid these soldiers. So we do lots of rolling around once again, and there's quite a few of these big dudes. There's gonna be a couple later on that we're gonna try to eliminate using grenades. Which is what I'm hopefully saving up for, because kind of depends really. If I die here, I'm gonna lose any additional grenades that I've gotten, but I'm gonna play this a little bit safer. This part can be a bit tricky. Oh, yeah. I still got copy for that.
Let's go.
Okay, so turns out we'll only have one of the grenades. That's fine. See, I don't need that anymore, I think. I don't know. The thing is, you always have to pick up your whip again, because you'll lose it if you lose a life. But also, at the beginning of each level, you also have to pick it up, which is weird, because you think you would have it with you like all the time. But anyway, that's the way the game works. See? Oh. Okay, easy enough. It's just faster to use a grenade. So yeah, we're gonna meet our father, but we're just gonna jump over here. Don't even say hi to him. Otherwise you get the scene where Sean Connery says, Junior! But we didn't see that. Also, 07 Sean Connery. So this next part is outside the castle. And this is basically what we do. We just go from pack to pack, and we just get around the castle until we're done. There's lots of windows where you see fire break out and such, so, you know, stuff is serious, obviously, and there's still a small chance that I run to enemies, even though you'd think it would be like 100% safe, but there's still, like, the odd instance where, you know, stuff is happening. Also, I love how all the enemies somehow catch fire if you destroy them in whichever way. It's I don't know. It's a thing for sure.
Can I quickly read a donation?
Sure, go for it.
Yep. We have a €20 donation from Kearthar saying, this run belongs in a museum. Good luck and whip 'em good, Jangle.
Thanks, Kearthar. So yeah, now we're in Salzburg and we're on a Zeppelin. And yeah, this is normally where, you know, we travel for a bit and then it's found out that we're in fact on board Indiana and his dad. And of course, that causes us to flee the scene again. And you'll see that soon enough. I'm also super low in health. That's fine. I got the extra grenade, so, you know, we can deal with that. See? Okay, no guards over there. Sometimes before the exit, there's this enemy that appears. It's kind of random sometimes how the enemy appearances are, but there you go. So yeah, now we're in this section, what I like to call Flight Simulator 1938, where I'm basically trying to stay on top of the screen, and I'm trying to hit all the enemies before they can fire at me, so I'm sort of flying around left and right sometimes, so I don't take any damage, because as soon as that happens, it can go very quickly and sort of escalate from there. So I'm a little bit cautious, but in most cases it should be fine. It's kind of nice that you can stay on the top side of the screen and you don't have to worry about most things, basically. You can just keep an overview, and for some reason you hit everything on your way, even though you'd think it would not quite work like that, but... Well, what do you know? Oh, see, that was an instance of me almost getting hit, so that was a bit scary. But, okay, that's it. So yeah, I got super close to losing all my health. And of course, this is the part where our plane eventually crashes down, but we survive, and then we head over to Hatay, and we have this encounter with a tank. So it's basically action sequence after action sequence, in a way. And we got these dudes with knives, and we have to avoid them. There's a couple, like this one over here. Just gonna do it this way. You would think that would be scary, and it is sort of scary. You have to really duck there. Okay. Now the fight against Vogel. Basically I have to take him out before the tank goes off into the cliff. I'm having a bit of a... okay, I had some issues there, but still fine. As long as you do it well before the tank is supposed to fall into the cliff, it should be fine. It's only 4 hits anyway. Alright, now time for the last regular level. We're in the temple, and of course Indy is undergoing all these trials to get to the Grail. And yeah, you have a bit of an idea of all these, these trials appear. All kinds of blades and all that appearing, and there's crushers. The only thing that's not there is that word puzzle that you see in the movie where Indy has to spell Jehovah. Or, whether it's with an I and such. But lots of other things have carried over in a way. And this is also one of those levels where you cannot constantly roll through a lot of the level, really, because in a certain way the pattern works out better if you run like normally. Because there's all kinds of random obstacles, but yeah, as soon as you know that, then it's not a big deal. Oh, that was weird. Okay. I don't have any grenades. Okay, should be good. I wanted to make sure that I didn't die there, but yeah, that was the last regular level, and now we we will find out that Donovan drank from the wrong grill, therefore chose poorly. And that's our final boss fight, so time's coming up as soon as I deal last hit on this boss, so it's coming up shortly, so get ready for that. That's time. It's a really short boss fight. I can still run around, but this is technically when the run ends. So, a bit of an anticlimax, but there you go. So,
awesome run.
Thank you. So yeah, now we have the final scene where basically right off, there's this part, of course, where Indy brings a grail to his dad, and he drinks from it and no longer is on the verge of death, and then they escape, but that's what you see here. And there's some final text. They talk about the dog. So yeah, good times. So, what was the time?
It was 31:36.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, considering I took a death, that's not too bad. My current PB is close to mid-29, but as soon as you die, things can happen. I'm very glad to that I got it on the estimate, because I had some issues with that during practice. As soon as you die frequently, it's bound to ramp up pretty quickly, but yeah, I'm satisfied with this result. So yeah, now try normal on hard mode. Well, we'll see about that, I guess. But this is the run on easy mode, so hope you all enjoyed. This is, like I said, a bit of a crash course into the first 3 movies of Indiana Jones, and I can recommend this game. It's a fun casual play. I played it as a kid also, and it was fun learning the speedrun. So yeah, thanks to BSG for letting this in. It's been fun doing this run and my run from yesterday, and yeah, have fun with the rest of the marathon. Be sure to keep donating, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.
Yeah, thank you very much, Janglestorm. So we are going to head over to an intermission in a little while. That was it for me hosting at BSG. I've had a really fun time, a lot of really cool runs to watch, including that really awesome Tetris Attack bonus run. And I'm going to be handing you over to Zelda Addicted to take over on hosting duties. So enjoy the rest of your evening.